It's an awesome day to you, our lovely and smart real estate investors, both at home and also in diaspora. I'm super delighted to welcome you to the New Year edition of Property Matters. I'm very, very delighted to see you in this new year, compliment of the season. Happy New Year to you, our lovely, smart, intelligent, beautiful, and handsome real estate investors, both at home and also in diaspora. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, in case you're just seeing this video for the first time, this is Property Matters. This is where we discuss everything you need to know about real estate investment, whether you're a first-time investor or you're a serial real estate investor, or perhaps you want to have, a well-detailed and informative knowledge about the Nigerian real estate market. This is where we discuss everything you need to know about the Nigerian real estate industry, whether you're buying, document verification, land verification, profile of the real estate company you're buying from, how to decipher a manipulative real estate development, how to decipher a manipulative real estate transaction. We've done an exciting and, of course, insightful information here on Property Matters. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, help us grow so that the more we grow, the more we reach more people. And one of the ways you can ensure that is to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a video, you will be the very first person to see it. Do us a favor, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that we can get to as many Nigerians as possible. I will see you immediately after the short commercial. All right, I'm super delighted to be on your screen today doing the very first edition of Property Matters here in the beautiful year of year 2023. Hope you all are doing well. I hope there is no problem and I hope your work is going on well. In case you're coming across the channel for the first time, please help us grow, help us reach more people by subscribing. The aim basically is to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of this new year. And more importantly, we can achieve this in January if only you subscribe and you also encourage your friends to do so. On today's episode of Property Matters, today's going to be very, very brief because I know we are still in the mood of celebration. And of course, we just want to quickly and chip in one or two information that we know. And of course, this information will guide you and of course, it will help you not to make a terrible real estate investment. So, on today's episode of Property Matters, I'm going to be talking about three important mistakes that you must avoid whenever you want to do a real estate investment in this year 2023. Three important points to put into consideration before you make a real estate investment this year. One thing we've done basically is that when you have checked some of our subsequent videos, I've talked about land verification, I've talked about how to unravel a fake acquisition title, I've talked about how to identify a land that doesn't have good status. I've done an elaborate one. So after seeing this video, you may also want to do well to check other subsequent videos that we've done. Like I've said, all our videos have addressed different aspects of real estate investment. And of course, you are going to learn a whole lot. So do well to subscribe, like I said, at the initial stage of this video. And of course, take out time to study. And I can assure you that you're going to get value. When I talk about value, you're going to get a whole lot of value when you subscribe. So let's quickly go to the topic in proper because like I said, it's going to be the shortest edition of Property Matters. Number one, the very first mistake you must avoid basically is to buy without ascertaining. I've talked about a whole lot of things, and despite the fact that we've done, an elaborate episode explaining to people that lands have different categories, it was to my greatest surprise that we got a whole lot of inquiries, and last year we were able, to respond to several requests because of the fact that we have them in normal. A lot of people, made some investments without ascertaining the title. A lot of people got, easily talked with, some, of course, some real estate consultants, persuaded some people to make real estate investment without ascertaining. So, number one, in this coming new year, don't buy a property unless you have ascertained the status of the property. Okay, do not buy without checking. Do not buy without checking. Now, why do you really need to check? Why is it important that you verify? If you have been following this our channel very well, you know that our aim has also always been on emphasizing on your safety, safety of your investment. We are aware that a lot of people work different jobs, a lot of people work round the clock, a lot of people work night, day in order to get money. So in the process of trying to ascertain and make money, we don't want you to lose your hard-earned money to any form of real estate investment. So number one, do not buy. Now I'm going to be telling you the reason why you need to ascertain the status of a property. The very first thing in this new year basically is that in one of my videos I explained that we're going to be having a whole lot of real estate invest companies. Yes, lots and lots of real estate companies will be coming up in this year 2023, and a whole lot of them will be fighting for relevance. A lot of them will be fighting for recognition, and a whole lot of them will be fighting for your attention. So, what most companies will be doing basically is to have a product to sell. I'm saying it again. So what most of them were doing basically this year is to have a product to sell. So that means that the safety of the land or the status of the product they are selling may not be of priority to them. The most important thing is that a whole lot of people want to stay in the market, and one of the way they can stay in the market is to get as many properties within their disposal. I've told you very well that the only way real estate companies make a lot of money basically is when they have a whole lot of projects, when they have a whole lot of estates. So the number of estates they have guarantees the number of profits they will make. So in most cases, it's not about your interest. In most cases, it's not about your interest. It's not about your safety. It's about the box. It's about the money. So mistake number one: do not buy unless you have ascertained the title. That's one of the reasons why we're here. We can help you ascertain, of course, and also help you with the process of purchase. So that's mistake. That is number one error that you must take into consideration before you make a real estate investment. Number two, the second thing you also need to put into consideration whenever you want to do real estate investment is you need to consider the track record of the company you want to patronize. Do not buy without ascertaining the ability of the company to buy. Of course, without ascertaining the ability of the company to deliver. The reason why I'm saying this basically is that we're presently in a situation whereby a whole lot of people have a whole lot of real estate companies here in Nigeria have collected a whole lot of money. When we talk about a whole lot of money, we're talking about money worth billions and millions of naira, and majority of them have not delivered the project that they were paid for. Okay, many of them have not delivered the project they paid for. So, of course, we are not allowed to mention names, so we won't be going into that. But I just want you to understand that whenever you want to make a real estate investment, for the safety of your money, for the safety of the sweat, a lot of people work so hard to raise this money. So the industry right now has gotten to a point that we have every Tom, Dick, and Harry setting up a real estate company in Lagos, Nigeria. So the number one mistake you want to avoid come 2023, whenever you want to do a real estate industry, real estate investment, is to buy from a developer that does not have the capability to deliver. So one of the way you can do this basically is that you need to do a profile check their track record. What have these guys done? How many projects have they delivered? What is their project delivery? What are people saying about the past project they have done? Okay, you need to understand this because the reason why basically is that we have a lot of pending land matters. We have a lot of pending house issues. Even the top real estate companies sometimes have a whole lot of challenges. Of course, every company has challenges, but if the challenges have lingered on for a very long period of time and your money cannot be accounted for, the money they collected from you cannot be accounted for, that challenge obviously may become a barrier. So you don't want to go into an investment because you are persuaded to do so. You want to go into an investment by checking the profile of the developer. See, what has happened basically is that A whole lot of companies in Lagos, Nigeria have lost the properties that they sold many, many, many years ago. A lot of Omonile, those families that have sold properties, are waking up to the realities that most of the land, of course, many of them claim that the land they bought, they sold it cheap, and real estate companies are selling for millions. So in the process of doing that, a lot of people are involving the land grabbers. So land grabbers basically are taking over estates that have been sold to several. In fact, as I'm talking to you right now in Lagos, Nigeria, a whole lot of real estate companies have to pend allocation. I'm telling you the truth. A whole lot of real estate have to pend allocation because of the fact that they have so many issues to sort out. So that's why sometimes most of that could be the reason why your property has not been allocated to you. So people are having a lot of issues to sort out. So in doing a real estate transaction, you just check how many company, how many products. Forget the fact that they do fence and they send it to you. In fact, for the fact that a land has fence and is gated does not mean the land is safe. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Of course, doing a fence and a gate house is like some measures of security. But see, there are some lands in Ibeju Lekki in a that I know that has been fenced and gated, and the developer have lost custody of trust property. So you need to check the track record of the developer you're done. You don't want to go into any form of real estate transaction and you don't know the profile. See, the truth of the matter is not all of them can deliver. I have to let you guys know the truth, okay? Not all developers can. So you need to do a profile check, and we can help you to achieve this. We can help you. In fact, a whole lot of them have stopped talking to me because they feel I'm exposing them. They feel opening your eyes to things you guys don't need to know. So you need to understand this very well. You need to understand that your money is as important as the person you're buying from. Okay, so you need to understand that how many. Okay, these guys are doing off plan. How many off plan have they delivered? Have they delivered the project? Have their project reached the maturity state? Did they delay in terms of allocation? What is the kind of building materials they're using? Have some of them gotten the required building approval? Are they building on places that is barricading other projects, or people are having issues with them? See, you need to look beyond the hard you see on YouTube, Facebook, or every other social media platform. You need to go into the details. What are these guys? So when it comes to housing, not all real estate companies can deliver. When it comes to land, more importantly, high profile land, it will be very, very it will be very, very I won't advise a situation whereby you're putting 30 million, 40 million in a company and you don't know if those company can give you what you have paid for. Huh. Do you know how many court cases that is going on across different parts of Nigeria? So you obviously want to do a confirmed background check. So we can help you, achieve that because we know very well that you're busy, you have a whole lot of things to attend to. So this is why we're here. We can help you, ascertain this. We can help you, achieve this. The only thing you need to do basically is to get us involved. You need to get us involved so that you can understand this. Okay, so the ability to of the company to deliver what they've promised. A whole lot of people have promised heaven and earth. In most of the estates is sold to several people. When you get there today, nothing has been done. In fact, some places are like desolate lands, and of course most times it's not their fault. There are some cases whereby they bought from family, they want to do a lot of projects. Some of those family members comes with armed thugs, attack them, send them out of their site. There have been cases whereby some people have sold to you or to other investors that they even themselves they cannot go. So land issues, land matters, land crisis is a reality in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you are buying, you need to buy from a source or from a developer that has the ability to handle and of course to handle the situation and manage the situation to the point that you don't get to lose money. Then the next thing you want to do, the next error you want to avoid whenever you're doing a real estate transaction is to buy without what we call the title check. You must do what we call the title check. Of course, I talked about that, but you see, there are different kind of title checks. I've seen instances whereby, for the fact that a land may have a C of O and may have what we call a court injunction on it. So you want to do what an extensive background check on that property. A land may have a governor's consent and may be having injunctions. There have been instances whereby the court have mandated some real estate company to pause the project they're doing despite the fact that the land has a good title. So a land may have a good title and may have a court case. So you want to do a in-depth background analysis on the property you have bought. So these are some of the things why we'll come online to open your eyes to the fact that Hey, our dearest investors, esteemed real estate enthusiasts, both at home and diaspora, these obviously are the realities of some of the things you need to know about real estate. So these are the three important things you want to put on the checklist so that you will not be throwing your money into thin air. So a summary of what I've talked about. Number one, you want to check the status. More importantly, status check is majorly for people who are going into a lot of real estate developers are selling agric and forestry land to people. Dear investors, a whole lot of real estate developers in Ekpe are selling agric, forestry, and military zone to you people. So one of the ways you can check, basically, you can verify, is to get us involved for us to check. Of course, if you are checking for you, you're buying through us, okay? So you want to check. See, I've said it before. The amount of money people pay for documentation on Lausa is very, very expensive. There are some lands. A lot of people, I'm so sorry to say this, it may sound offensive, but that is just the truth. A lot of people have bought rubbish in the place of land. A lot of people have bought. See, what many people have bought. It is when you guys come back to Nigeria and when you want to do, paperwork on the property. That's when you guys. That's where many people will get to know the true status of the property they bought. So a lot of people have sold rubbish to people in terms of land. Imagine selling land of military zones to people. This is Nigeria, and of course in this our industry, anything is possible. So you want to check the status of the property you're buying. You want to do a cost analysis of, okay, if you are going for agri. I've said it before. Agri is not totally bad. Okay, agri is not totally bad. Forestry is not totally bad. But the most important thing is that count your cost. Do you have the funds to change the status from agri to residential? If you don't, please leave it and just go for properties that are already residential. And another thing I want you, our dear real estate investor, to understand basically is that lands that have residential status in Epe presently are selling above 2 million, 2.5, 3 million. So you need to understand that. So if the land comes extremely cheap, you need to check the status before you pay. Okay, so nobody will sell a land that is originally residential now for less than 2 million. That's just a fact. So you need to understand. So in case of doing that, and when you understand that buying a residential land allow you to do your register survey and you apply for C of O, no need for ratification, no need for regularization. You just buy and start putting the documents straight. So it is some of it. So you need to check the status of the land you're buying. Most of the people buying a pair. And of course, I've had a lot of people saying, and I will go to Ijebu. The Ijebu is safer. Hey, dear investors, even Ogun State government have started, emulating Lagos State's system of land. So there are some places you will check in Ijebu today. That Epe Ijebu that you will see 1.5 kilometer road acquisition. So most of those lands in along that Ijebu that are facing the road, many of them may fall under that 1.5 kilometer acquisition. So you want to check before you buy. So despite the fact that this Ijebu doesn't mean some of those principles does not apply there. So the only way you can confirm basically is to of course do a check so you want to check the status of the land, whether it is in Lagos or in Ogun State. You want to be sure that what you're buying is what you're paying for. Okay. Then you also want to go as far as checking, the profile of the company. Have they have any project they've abandoned? Have complained about fraud? Have people complained about people paying money and they didn't get their houses or they didn't get their land? You obviously want to do that profile. Of course, we can help you do that. That's why we're here. That's why we come online to explain to you. Then probably you also want to check if there are no litigations on the property. So a land may have C of O, a land may have a governor's consent, a land may have wonderful titles, and there may be litigations on those properties. So this is why we're here, to help you check if some of those things are not. So if you can put all these three important things into consideration, I can assure you that come 2023, as you do real estate investment through us, you'll be getting the best of deals, wonderful real estate, deals, very, very affordable deals, of course, with flexible payment plan. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain of today's episode of Property Matters. I hope you all have found value today. So these are my three important real estate mistakes that you should avoid whenever you're doing a real estate investment in 2023. Thank you very much. Please do well to subscribe will help us reach more people, and we'll be glad to do so. So until I come your way again in another educative and of course insightful episode of Property Matters. Stay blessed. God bless you and Happy New Year. Bye.